A woman holds the key to unlocking the truth. She is Katura, a highly trained spy with a cunning mind and deadly skills. But when she's used for a risky mission, she must navigate through a web of deceit and betrayal. Will she overcome the odds and complete her mission? Or will she fall victim to the dangerous game of espionage? Find out in Katura, a story of a female spy, written by Jagu Victory. Prepare for an intense and thrilling adventure that will leave you on the edge of your seat.
Katura had been working with Okanmi for years, delivering packages to clients all over the city. She was known for her speed and efficiency, always getting the job done no matter what obstacles stood in her way. But today was different. As she made her way through the crowded streets, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. She had just picked up a package from the courier company and was on her way to deliver it to a client named Fetty. The address was in a rough part of town, but Katura didn't let that faze her. She was determined to get the package to its destination on time. As she turned a corner, she heard the sound of footsteps behind her. She glanced over her shoulder and saw a group of men running towards her. Panic set in as she realized they were chasing after her. She quickened her pace, trying to put some distance between them, but they were gaining on her. Katura's mind raced as she tried to figure out why they were after her. Had she done something to anger them? Were they trying to steal the package she was carrying? She didn't have time to dwell on these questions as she focused on reaching Fetus' address. Finally, she arrived at the rundown building where Fetty lived. She dashed up the stairs and knocked on the door, hoping he would answer quickly. The door swung open and Fetty stood there, a look of surprise on his face. "Katura, what are you doing here?" he asked. She was shocked and surprised to see that it was Mr. Fetty. "I have a package for you," she replied, thrusting it into his hands. "I need you to take it and keep it safe." Before Mr. Fetty could respond, the men chasing Katura burst through the door. They were armed and dangerous, their eyes filled with malice. Katura's heart pounded in her chest as she realized the danger she was in. But Mr. Fetty was quick to act. He grabbed Katura's hand and pulled her inside, slamming the door shut behind them. The men pounded on the door, demanding to be let in, but Mr. Fetty stood firm. "We need to get out of here," he said, his voice urgent. "They won't stop until they find us." Katura nodded, her mind racing with fear and adrenaline. She followed as he led her through a maze of corridors and stairwells, trying to evade their pursuers. The men were relentless, their footsteps echoing through the building as they closed in on them. As they reached the rooftop, Katura saw a helicopter waiting for them. Mr. Fetty motioned for her to climb aboard, and without hesitation she did. The helicopter lifted off, leaving the men behind as they soared into the sky. Katura looked out at the city below, her heart still racing from the adrenaline of the chase. She couldn't believe what had just happened, but she was grateful to be safe. As the helicopter flew towards the horizon,